All right, we're looking at 2005 Honda Civic here. This actually was at another shop and for AC work, and they put a AC compressor on it. And now the AC is still not working. And then they told her it needed maybe a relay, and I guess she got fed up with them. It was there a couple days, and she ended up calling me, or he ended up calling me, her boyfriend, and wanted me to take a look at it. And anyway, when I first got it, just because they said it could be a relay, I checked the relay and everything seemed okay with that. There was no power coming out to the relay. So, and when you turn the switch on inside, there was nothing coming on, no fans, no indication that the AC was on at all when you would press the button. So, anyway, I got the scan tool and went into the live data, and when you would hit the button on the live data, it would still say it was off, even though the light on the button would light up, but the ECN wasn't getting the signal that the button was on. So, and if you turn on defrost, none of the fans would come on or anything. And I ended up testing the fans just real quick with my power probe, and they both powered up and were fine. So anyway, I just want to kind of show you what I found, how I got to the conclusion I got to. The wiring diagrams, I had a couple. The wires, some of the colors don't match up at all with what they're supposed to match up with. And I've had a little bit of issue with the wiring diagrams with this particular car. I think 01 to 05, they're all pretty much the same, the climate control on them. And I don't know if the diagram I have is for an 05, but it's just some of the wires and stuff, the color doesn't match the code, and anyway, so that was a little bit of a headache there. So anyway, I got it fixed. I'm just going to take you in the car real quick and show you not so much how to fix a problem like this, but if you have a decent scan tool, how to use the live data to kind of cut the system in half. There are so many components to the AC system that would cause it not to come on, that if you have a scan tool and look at the live data, it can kind of help you cut some of this in half and not be chasing all these different sensors and fans and compressors and all this stuff, and kind of help you know where to look without wasting a whole lot of time. So I'll take you in the car and show you what I found and what I did, and then we'll just wrap it up. It's actually a little bit low on Freon. It's cycling on and off. I got it working now where it'll cycle on, but it cycles on and off pretty quickly. You know, it'll cycle on for about a minute and then cycle off and then cycle back on, and it's reading about 25 pounds on the gauge, so it needs a little bit of Freon. But anyway, this person spent a lot of money to put a compressor on, and it probably wasn't the compressor, because she said the AC was actually working earlier in the year and then it just stopped. So unfortunately, the other shop did not check and see if they had power down to the compressor before they replaced it. That's one thing you always want to do if you before you do anything, before you change the compressor or do anything, make sure you got 12 volts going down to your connector down there. And actually, you can bit test those pretty easily by just supplying 12 volts to the connector down there, and it should engage that clutch if it's working right. So those are quick, easy tests to do before you spend all the money and time replacing that compressor. I mean, 9 times out of 10, if your compressor doesn't come on and you're good on Freon, your Freon's full, then it probably is your compressor, but you never want to change it without at least checking the wiring down there and making sure you're getting power down there, because then you're running into a problem like this where you spend a lot of money on it. I'm sure, I didn't ask her how much, but I'm sure it was quite a bit, and it wasn't necessary. So anyway, I'll take you in real quick, and then we'll go ahead and end this video out. Alright, so you can see here I got the dash all torn apart because I had to get to, this is the switch, this is the buttons for the AC, the recirculator, and the rear defrog. And then this is the connectors here for your climate control panel, which is, this is what it looks like. This is the old one that's defective, and the reason why I know that, I'll show you in a minute, but I still have it plugged in to the panel here. I got to take it apart. But if you look here, I'm on the live data here on the Autel, and it says AC switch off, AC clutch off. The car's running right now, so if you go down here and turn the switch on, you get the green light. So that makes you think, you may think, well, it's working because the green light's on. But if you look here, AC switch still says it off. So the ECM is not seeing that this button is depressed. So according to the Y diagram, which I did, the fifth wire over, it's actually the fourth wire because the first one's an empty slot. This fourth wire over is what sends out a signal to your heater, climate control heater panel right here, and that should flash about 5 or 6, 7 volts when you press it. And then the next one over is the LED, which is not, that's just the light that lights up. But if you want to check your button, you check this green wire here. Like I said, it's actually the fourth wire. It's the fifth slot over. And if you have a power probe or a test light or even a multimeter, put it in there, and when you press the button, it should flash about 5 or 6 volts, send that signal over to here. And anyway, so this one does do that. So this actual button is good. So you don't want to condemn your button right away, which is what I assumed it was when I first did this. So that all comes into here. And anyway, I checked the wires. I would show you the wiring diagram, but like I said, some of the wires are not, there's no black wire on this connector. It's supposed to be a black wire. Ended up being, I think, I don't even want to confuse you with this, because I think it ended up being a red wire, red with a black stripe was the ground on this particular connector. Anyway, it does have the power and the grounds coming into this, but there's nothing. This should, when you hit this button, the A4 wire should ground out and send a signal to the ECM, and it's not doing it. So I'll show you after we'll unplug this real quick, and I'll show you what happens when we put the one that I got from the junkyard in here. A new one of these from O'Reilly's, I believe, is around 300 something bucks. So anyway, I just ran over to the junkyard real quick and grabbed one and hoped that it worked, and it did. So we'll unplug this, and I'll kind of show you the difference. Alright, so here's the one I got from the junkyard, just plugged in right now. It's just kind of sitting here. And right now you got the switch off. You can see that. There's no green light lit up. And of course it's off. So I'm going to go ahead and press the button. Now it's on. And the fans and everything came on right away. The AC clutch. You can see here. It's on. Switch it off. It's off. Everything went off. So anyway, that is what the problem is with this car. So it's just kind of a tale of being careful when you replace parts. Don't automatically assume that just because the compressor doesn't come on that it's a bad compressor. So I'm just going to go ahead and this comes out, in case you're wondering if you have the same kind of problem. There's just screws that hold this on. You got to pull on the factory one. There's some bolts that go up, 8mm, that go up underneath. You take those out, and then this whole thing will pull out. And then you have 3 screws on this one, which is the climate control, and that pops out. And then you have 2 screws on the buttons, and those pop out, and you just replace them. So that's pretty much it. I just want to kind of show you, if you have a good scan tool or a decent scan tool, you can kind of cut the system in half, and before you go chasing a bunch of different theories or ideas, go into your live data and just see if the ECM is even getting the command to have it on. If it's not even getting the command to have it on, then you work your way backwards from the switch to the ECM. And if the ECM is commanding it on and it's not coming on, then you work your way forward. Start looking at the high pressure switch or the fans, and maybe the compressor and the wiring, all that good stuff. So anyway, I'm going to charge this thing up, put this dash back together, and ship it out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. And as always, God bless.